I'll give you a minute here. Tell me why you're against this rule.
Well, it's pay for play. It has nothing to do with name, image, and likeness. And the program.
Well, wait a minute. Pay for play. Who's paying? Explain that.
Well, whoever has the idea that it's for your name, image, and likeness, it has a value. It's not accurate without being tied to the university. If it was, these high school basketball players could go right to the G League, could command whatever they want, shoe deal, TV, any other, Joe's Chevy dealership, whatever. They don't have that ability. Additionally, the biggest issue I have with Gavin Newsom is, and it's a narrative that he's echoing. It's not something he came up with, is the players get nothing. In the state of California, the one I pay taxes in, the one that he currently runs, it's not only illogical, it's just a lie. Cal Berkeley, which is running at a massive deficit in their athletic department, and UCLA are two of the greatest institutions in the United States. And my guess would be 95%, if not more, of the revenue-generating athletes at those schools, Cal, best public school in America, UCLA, 95% would not get in on their own. So first, there's a value in just getting in, especially in the state of California, because what California schools do, just like any school, like this idea, well, they make money off their athletes. Hey, here's a newsflash. Schools make money off of all of their students, and they don't pay taxes on it. So the idea that they're making money off their athletes, they are. They're making gobs and gobs of money off all of their students, and then when their students graduate, they ask them for donations so the cycle can continue. But the state of California is not only hard to get in, but the athletic departments are barely being funded by the state. And so it's not they're having trouble making ends meet, but supporting all of the different athletic programs is an issue. So once you start this idea of, hey, it's going to be professionals, let's go back. He says they don't get anything. So getting into Cal, getting the academic and athletic support you get while you're at Cal, and then finishing up with a degree from the best public university in the country has no value. That's the biggest problem we have. The biggest problem we have in our country is education inequality, and all of a sudden now the leaders who are supposed to be fighting for that are poo-pooing it and saying it has no value.
Well, it does. And you know what? He misspoke on that. That's wrong.
No, he didn't. That's a narrative.
Well, it's wrong.
LeBron.
No, I'm saying that that's wrong. I shouldn't say misspoke. Okay. That's wrong because you do get something. You do get an education. You get something very, very valuable. Absolutely. But we're talking about where are we headed with this, Doug? You have Zion Williamson could have had his own shoe at Duke. Nike could pay him whatever they wanted to.
Yes. Okay, look, Zion Williamson was popular because of YouTube and dunking before he got to Duke. But you and I would agree that playing, 20 games at Duke, and probably the way in which he tore up his Nike.
Yes.
And the way in which he played. I mean, he's at Duke, North Carolina. He wouldn't have a Gatorade deal if he didn't play at Duke. He wouldn't have the number one pick in the draft if he didn't play at Duke. All of these things, the way we look at Zion Williamson is completely different.
No, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
Listen, you know as many NBA people as I do. Okay? Go up and ask them, say, hey, what did you think of Zion Williamson when you walked out of McDonald's practice the year before? And they would have said, looks like a linebacker, don't know if he's an NBA player, but I want to keep an eye on him. And now people are saying he could have a LeBron type of impact. Now, is that his improvement? Absolutely. But he was also blessed by the fact that he played for Duke in the biggest games with the most respected coach, arguably in the history of the sport. We're acting like this doesn't have value. And, oh, yeah, by the way, this really isn't about Zion. You're throwing out the baby with the bathwater. For the 1% of 1% that might have a value on the open market, all the rest of the kids don't. And you're running the risk of, one, hurting the funding of the athletic department, and then two, and this is most importantly, when you become a professional, everything gets taxed. That's the whole thing. The reason this thing works is because it's a nonprofit and nobody pays taxes on anything. And the second that they start taxing athletic profits, the second all of those Olympic sports, all of these things that we've been fighting for, inequality, they all go away. And it becomes, and we have professional sports. And I think really that's the step that was taken by these governors. Look, Gavin Newsom wants to legalize it. Of course he does. He legalized pot. Why? Because they want to tax it. Duh. Because they keep spending money and not worrying about their budget. That's That's what happens in big state governments.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV, stream for free on BR Live, or download the Dan Patrick Show app.